ever happened with you that you are having a tough time, you are having a rough day, you are in a bad mood, and suddenly a colleague or a friend or a relative comes to you and asks you, what happened? You don't look very well. So how do you feel when somebody asks you like this? So this is basically empathy. Empathy is very easy to recognize, but it is very difficult to respond to people in order to empathize, because sometimes what happens is, instead of empathizing, we tend to sympathize with people. So in this video, I'm going to give you 3 simple tips in order to tell you how to empathize with people, and if you feel that somebody is having a rough day, then how do you have to handle it. So what happens is that empathy comes to us naturally most of the times. We feel that the other person is not looking well, or maybe the other person is looking upset, or the other person is behaving in a certain different manner like he or she does in daily routine. But we don't know how do we have to respond. Sometimes when we have to ask the other person about what is going on around him, we feel that maybe the other person doesn't find it good. Maybe the other person does not like me interfering in his or her life, which stops us from empathizing. So watch this video further to go through the 3 simple steps that you can take to empathize in a better way. So as I just said, responding is the most important part of empathizing. What is empathy actually? Empathy is the ability to recognize other person's feelings and feel the same way. So the responding is the most important part. So how do you have to respond? The first and the foremost step is to show them that you have noticed it. And how are we going to do it? We are going to do it by asking them. So you have to ask them, why are they looking low? Why are they behaving in a certain way? Why they are not looking like a routine? You can simply ask them, you don't look very okay today. Is everything okay at your home? Or it looks as if you are worried about something. If you don't mind, you can share it with me. So asking these simple questions gives the other person a feeling that you really care about them, and they will feel like opening up and sharing things with you. So when you ask the other person what they are going through, the second step is to show some humility and curiosity. How are you going to do that is, you have to ask further questions. You have to ask them, why are they feeling that way today? Like in the previous section, if you ask somebody, you don't look very okay, is everything okay at home? And the other person shares that, no, there is something wrong at my home. I had a fight with my parents, or I had a fight with my spouse, or my son is unwell, anything of that sort that is troubling them. So in this section, what you need to do is, you have to acknowledge their feelings. You have to tell them that you want to know more about it. You can do this by simply asking them questions. Oh, what happened to your son? Why is he unwell? I understand you might be going through a very difficult time. It was very urgent meeting today, so you had to come to office. But what actually happened with him? So this shows the other person that you really care about them, and you are really keen to know what is actually going on in their life. So the third and last step is to share your observation with them. So whenever the other person has shared the entire thing with you, like what is the problem that is troubling them, the last stage is to tell them that what did you observe? What is your perspective out of that? So in this stage, it is very easy to act like an advisor to the other person, and you'll feel like giving them advice. Oh, in that case, I think you should do that, or you should do this. But you have to avoid it altogether. What you have to do is, you just have to tell them your perspective of the problem, and you have to show your observation that, okay, this is what I observe and this is what I think. You can do it in a form of a story as well. Like when the same thing happened with one of my cousin or one of my friend, this is what they did. You can consider this option. So you just have to give them the alternative and the option to the problem, and you don't have to give them the solution, and let them take their own decision. So basically, by empathizing here, I mean that you have to tell them that you care and you are there to support them. You are not going to give them the solution. empathize with anyone, whether that person is your friend, colleague. And basically in empathy, what you have to do is you have to treat them the way you want to be treated when you are going through a rough time or a tough time in your life. So basically empathy helps us to build our relationships in a better way. It is the best way to tell the other person that you care for them, and your bonding with the other person becomes stronger when you actually empathize. So empathizing is basically creating a safer place for the conversation where your colleagues, your teammates, your seniors, your juniors, they feel safe in sharing things with you. Thank you so much for watching.